All right, it looks like we are on YouTube. So I will start the webinar. Webinar has started, and I will now start recording. All right, it looks like we are on YouTube. I will start the webinar.
We are up on.
Great. Good afternoon. The Delaware River Basin Commission will now convene its November 2024 public hearing. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kristen Bowman-Cavanaugh, Deputy Executive Director of the DRBC, and I will serve as today's hearing officer. This public hearing is being conducted remotely via a Zoom webinar. The hearing is also being broadcast on DRBC's YouTube channel, which accommodates viewing only. If you are watching the hearing via YouTube and would like to offer comment on any of the hearing items, please join the hearing via the Zoom registration link provided on the DRBC website. Once you register, you will be immediately provided with a Zoom webinar link to join this hearing in progress. So to reiterate, YouTube is not interactive and provides only an opportunity to view the hearing. You will be able to speak during the hearing only by joining via Zoom webinar. Registration will remain open throughout this hearing to accommodate late arrivals. Registration process is intended to establish security for today's public hearing while also providing the public an opportunity for oral comment on the pending dockets. Those wishing to offer public comment had until 5 p.m. yesterday to pre-register for the Zoom webinar as potential speakers. We currently do not have anyone signed up in advance to provide comments. However, we will allow additional Zoom attendees the opportunity to provide comments orally on any of the hearing items today with a raise hand feature, which I'll discuss a bit more later on. A notice for today's public hearing was posted on the DRBC website and in other media, and attendees at this hearing can see or listen to me and to others who will be presenting at today's hearing. When the time comes to take public comment, we will provide microphone access one at a time to allow individuals to provide their comments and input. The public hearing is being recorded. In addition, the commissioners will be briefed on the activities held at this hearing, and they will have access to the recording as needed to inform their decision-making. Before I move on to the noticed business for this public hearing, I have one announcement. The Commission will hold a special hearing on Tuesday, November 19th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time to accept public input on the persistent dry conditions in the basin. This will be a virtual hearing held via Zoom webinar. The purpose of the special hearing is to seek input from interested parties as the Commission considers declaring a water supply emergency to provide for coordinated operation of basin reservoirs to conserve water and support main stem flows. If present conditions persist, a special business meeting may follow on a date to be determined, or DRBC may take action at its regularly scheduled fourth quarter business meeting to be held on December 5th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Further details on and registration for the special hearing will be available on the Commission's website later today. I would now like to start with introductions, beginning with our alternate commissioner from the state of Delaware.
Steve Williams, alternate commissioner for the state of Delaware, representing Governor John Carney.
Thank you, Steve. And our assistant general counsel and commission secretary.
Good afternoon. I'm Pam Bush, the Commission's Assistant General Counsel and Commission Secretary.
Thank you, Pam. And our manager of project review, who will be presenting the draft dockets today.
Hi, this is David Kovach, Manager of Project Review at DRBC.
Thanks, David. Additional DRBC staff are also on the Zoom webinar as attendees. During today's public hearing, oral comments are being accepted on each of a number of draft dockets that may be considered by the DRBC commissioners for action at our December business meeting. Alternatively, you may provide written comments on these hearing items. The public comment period for accepting written comments on the 20 draft dockets presented at today's public hearing will close on Tuesday, November 12, 2024 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It is not necessary to submit both oral and written comments, as both are given equal consideration. Please visit the DRBC website for information on how to submit written comments. Note that chats or online written communications made during today's hearing will not become part of the decision-making record. The next DRBC business meeting will take place at 10:30 a.m. on Thursday, December 5th, 2024. At that meeting, the commissioners may take action on any items for which a public hearing has been completed, including any of the items subject to hearing today. They may also act on any matters that do not require a public hearing, including certain internal and administrative matters. The December 5th meeting will be held virtually via Zoom webinar. The meeting will also be streamed on YouTube. Immediately after the December 5th business meeting adjourns, the Commission will hold an open public comment session. That will be an opportunity to address the commissioners off the record on any matter that relates to the basin's water resource management. Unlike comments offered during today's public hearing, comments made during the open public comment session on December 5th will not be included in any decision-making record of the Commission. To participate in open public comment on December 5th, you must register in advance through the Zoom registration link on DRBC's website. When the commissioners convene at the December 5th business meeting, they will have several choices on how they want to handle the proposed draft dockets. They may approve the dockets as proposed. They may approve them with changes. They may issue a denial, or they may defer action. When the commissioners defer an action, they also have options. They may announce an additional period for written comments on an item with or without an additional hearing date, or they may take additional time to consider the input they have already received without requesting further public input. Any deferred items will be considered for action at a public meeting of the Commission on a future date. At today's public hearing, there are 20 proposed docket actions being considered, as noted on the agenda posted on the DRBC website. Links to the draft dockets were also posted on the website, along with a brief description of each docket. After staff's presentation on each matter, I will open the floor to your comments. If you have not signed up in advance and would like to speak, please try to familiarize yourself with the hand-raising feature and raise your hand at such time as you desire to provide comment. If you are on the phone, the command to raise your hand is *9. Please introduce yourself and include your affiliation, if any. The time limit for those offering oral comments today will be approximately 3 minutes each. Again, today's hearing is limited to the 20 draft dockets listed on the hearing agenda. Any comments should relate to the items that have been listed in the Commission's detailed public notice on our website and scheduled for hearing today, and to issues that are relevant to the Commission's proposed action. As a reminder, public comments on the persistent dry conditions within the basin are not a subject of today's hearing, but will be the subject of the special hearing that will be held on November 19th. For the record, we have 17 attendees, including those on Zoom and on YouTube. I will now ask DRBC's Manager of Project Review, David Kovacs, to present the draft dockets for today's consideration.
Thanks, Kristen. I'll just share my screen. All right, you should see my screen. On the slide before you are 20 duly noticed draft project dockets of DRBC project review staff prepared for public comment at today's hearing. 18 projects on the agenda are located in Pennsylvania and 2 projects are located in Delaware. Of the 20 projects, 13 are wastewater discharges. Those are denoted in black, and 7 are water withdrawals, denoted in blue. I'll go through the dockets in 2 groups, starting with the project renewals. This group of 17 draft dockets includes renewals of approvals for water withdrawals and wastewater discharge projects that have not changed substantially from when they were last approved by the Commission. So at this point, I would request that we take public comment on draft dockets 1 through 16 and 20. Pardon the list change there. The number arrangement is just a correction we had to make at the last minute.
Thank you, David. As I mentioned earlier, no one signed up in advance to provide any comments on the dockets, but I will pause and give any attendees a moment to raise their hand if they would like to provide comments on any of dockets 1 through 16 or docket number 20. The raise hand feature is roughly in the bottom middle of your Zoom screen. David, I'm not seeing anyone that would like to provide comments. Please continue.
Okay, sorry, move that off there. Moving on to the next group, that includes project renewals with substantial changes at 17, 18, and 19. I'll describe each one of these projects briefly. The first of which is Lookaway Partners, LP, in Buckingham Township, Bucks County, Pennsylvania. This is a groundwater withdrawal and surface water withdrawal. The renewal of that withdrawal for golf course irrigation with an increase in total system allocation from 6.2 million gallons per month to 8 million gallons per month from existing wells PW2 and PW3, an existing off-stream storage pond, and new well PW4. The project wells are all completed in the Brunswick Formation, and the project is located in the Mill Creek watershed within the Commission's designated southeastern Pennsylvania groundwater protected area. Number 18 is Artesian Water Company in Clayton Town, Kent County, Delaware. It's a groundwater withdrawal. And the docket consolidates docket numbers D 2001-025 CP and D 1984-034 Renewal 3 into a single docket that makes up the docket holder's Northern Kent County regional system. It includes Clayton Well 4 in the Commission's comprehensive plan. And the docket also approves the withdrawal of up to 21.02 million gallons per month of groundwater from 6 wells. The project wells are completed in the Rancocas Formation, except for Windsong Well 2, which is completed in the Mount Laurel Formation. And the docket holder's existing groundwater withdrawals are approved by DENREC and will continue to be regulated in accordance with the administrative agreement between the Commission and DENREC enacted on May 8, 2013. And the last project in this group is Aqua PA Wastewater, Inc. This is the Whitehaven system in Whitehaven Borough, Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. The docket approves the Outfall 001 replacement project at the 0.6 MGD Whitehaven wastewater treatment plant. And it's being replaced because the pipe itself is showing severe corrosion. The proposed outfall modifications consist of replacing the current 8-inch cast iron outfall pipe with a larger 24-inch diameter pipe that is directly connected to the ultraviolet disinfection channel effluent. The docket holder at the wastewater treatment plant will continue to discharge to the Lehigh River at the river mile indicated here from outfall 001. And that's again in Whitehaven Borough, Luzerne County, Pennsylvania. And that's within the Commission's designated Lower Delaware Special Protection Waters drainage area. Those are the 3 projects I have for project renewals with substantive changes. I'd ask that we take comments on any of those 3 projects at this point in time.
Thank you again, David. No one signed up in advance to provide comments on these 3 dockets. I will again pause to see if any attendees would like to raise their hand to provide comments, and that raise hand button is on the bottom middle of your Zoom screen, or if you are participating only by phone, you can indicate by pressing *9. Okay, seeing no hands raised, it looks like nobody wishes to provide comments on the docket, so thank you very much, David. That completes the presentation of the dockets scheduled for hearing today. I would like to make one correction to the number of attendees that I noted. We actually have a total of 30 attendees. That includes 19 on the Zoom webinar and 11 via YouTube. So thank you for attending the DRBC's November 2024 public hearing. Our next business meeting is on December 5th. We invite you to visit our website for more information about upcoming meetings and events, including the special hearing on November 19th, and to sign up to receive meeting notices and other updates. The public hearing is now closed. Thank you for your participation.
Thanks, Steve. Have a good afternoon. Thanks, Dave.